Welcome to Conservative Pride, where we point out the obvious while leaving the lies to the other side. So I was told that Kamala Harris came out of hiding looking a little, let's say, inebriated. His is the candidate that The View told me was the wise choice. I have reason to believe that America really avoided disaster when they didn't elect her. Many of your family members attempted to make you out to be a misogynist just because you weren't convinced by her campaigning. We'll see if those people are going to be honest about this embarrassment of a video. Let's get into it.
That we are dedicated to the coalition, to bringing people together that seemingly have nothing in common, but have everything in common. A coalition where we bring people together based on a deep love of our country and our understanding that the strength of our country will be a function of our willingness to put in the work, and that we will do that work with a sense of joy, yes, with a sense of work ethic and understanding it's going to be hard, but it's good work. It's good work to be engaged in a collective fight for America's future. And it means so much to me and to Governor Walz that you knocked on doors, you called friends, you called in favors. You said, hey, I showed up at your softball game. Now I need you to show up at the campaign office. You put in the time. It was personal for you. And you gave all that you could to support our campaign. Because of your efforts, get this, we raised an historic $1.4 billion, almost $1.5 billion from grassroots supporters alone.
That's incredible, ma'am. Now try explaining where all that money went. How can you run a country if you can't even run a successful campaign? To raise $1.5 billion is impressive, but even more impressive is that a person can spend that and end up $20 million in debt. We couldn't trust you with the money from a school bake sale lady. All of you stomped-down Democrats should feel ashamed for supporting her. You tried to guilt-trip people into going with her knowing she had flaws. For one, Kamala hid from the media and didn't come out until she figured she had to. You all were too consumed with your hatred for Donald Trump to even bother finding out what she ever stood for. America ducked a bullet with this one. Our country would have been doomed. As a matter of fact, find the nearest Trump voter and thank them for saving the country.
The most in presidential campaign history. Nearly 8 million donors contributed an average donation of about $56 to fuel our people-powered campaign. And understand that the work that we did included the work that so many of you here did, which is to talk to first-time voters. Many of you are first-time voters. And to talk about how being involved can make a difference. And that remains true. And that's one of the pieces that I just want us to please take away, that our fight for freedom and for opportunity and for the promise of America, it included, for example, nearly almost 4 million first-time contributors to our campaign because of the work you did of helping people know that they can be engaged and that they're not outside, that they're inside, that we're all in this together. And that work continues. The work must continue of reminding ourselves that we have an ability to stay engaged in a way that will make a difference. The work that you all did, it's going to have lasting effect. Again, I'll say, the election didn't turn out like we wanted it to. Certainly not as we planned for it to. But understand that the work we put into it was about empowering people. That's the spirit with the work we did. Our spirit and our work was about saying that it is a strength that we each have to lift people up as opposed to beating people down. It is a strength we have that has lasting effect. So all that work that you did that was about engaging with other people, engaging with perfect strangers and in their face seeing a neighbor, that has lasting effect. It reminds people that there are leaders like you who care and will bring us together.
So you all wanted us to vote for this. I've never seen a person that can use so many words just to say absolutely nothing at all. Are you kidding me? She appears to be as drunk as a skunk. World War III is on the brink of happening, and you as vice president take a vacation. After that, you come on camera sounding like the neighborhood vagrant. Instead of this video, you should record something to explain how your campaign misappropriated $1.5 billion. I'll never forgive my family for trying to convince me to throw away my vote on this person.
And you know, sometimes in the darkest moments, people lose faith in that. Are there people out there that feel that way? And you reminded people that yes, there are. And there are a lot of us. And I just have to remind you, don't you ever let anybody take your power from you. You have the same power that you did before November 5th. And you have the same purpose that you did. And you have the same ability to engage and inspire. So don't ever let anybody or any circumstance take your power from you. Look, this mission that we have, it takes hard work. But as you've heard me say many times, we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And in doing our work, we will remain committed and intentional about building community, building coalitions, reminding people that we all have so much more in common than what separates us. We will be armed with the faith and the fuel that tells us what is possible and then drives us to achieve it. So let's continue to organize and mobilize and stay engaged. And I thank you all. I thank you all. We are all in this together. All right? We are all in this together.
This was the worst campaign I have ever seen. You hid from the media for months, then came out and answered nothing while serving up word salads. On top of that, you attempted lawfare against Donald Trump that was a miserable failure. Remember that meeting between you and Fani Willis right before she charged him with 94 counts? I hate to inform you, but we do. You ended up calling him a fascist, racist, and Hitler weeks before the election. After you got washed, you pledged a peaceful transfer of power to the same person you called all of those names. This year was an eye-opener for some of those who were on the fence like myself. The left-wing media letting people call Trump Hitler over and over again on their platforms told me all I needed to know. Not that they tell all lies, but all of you out there should definitely check behind them. Thank you for being on the channel, and don't forget to like and subscribe.